All right, so we're still on the bench with the XRT, debating what I'm gonna do with the shocks. Shout out, I'm gonna try something here, and this is a shout out to RC Krazy. It's another YouTuber. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description. Here's sirens outside. He told me to try something. He told me to use the X-Maxx springs. He said to turn these all the way up and throw the X-Maxx spring in there. So I still have this kit here. So one is really soft. I got one spring that's really soft, one spring that's more dense. I am not sure what setup I'm going to go with yet, if I'm going to go with the more soft one or the harder one. I'm real quick, I'm going to do some drop tests again with this at, 3 foot. I'm probably doing about 5 foot and just let it drop all the way down 5 foot. And do another slow motion capture of what the factory shocks are doing. And then I'm going to decide which of these to do. I might even change the end caps. These are aluminum. I might change the end caps and put those on the factory ones if they work out. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the shock oil in my factory shocks. I think I'm going to go 60 weight in the rear. And then I think I'm going to do the 50 weight in the front. I think that alone will help out with my shocks. But I'm going to keep everything adjusted the way I have them right now. And then I'm going to throw one of those springs. Man, I'm thinking the bigger, thicker ones. I don't know. We'll see. I do a test fit on one or the other. But at some point, they're going to get thrown in here. And then I'm going to do another drop test with them, 3 feet up to 5 feet. So yeah, so let me right now, I'm gonna go ahead and prep the shocks. Almost want to prep the shocks. I might do that. I might prep the shocks with oil, then redo the drop test, compare shock oil with it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. So we're going to do a drop test, and then I'm going to do the shock oil, and then I might do another drop test with, I'm not going to do it with both set of springs, but I'm just going to pick one and go from there unless it's terrible. It's either, I don't know. Here we go. All right. Okay, the series of drops, the first 3 drops are just the factory shocks, factory everything. The second slow motion of the 3 drops is the X-Maxx springs that I got in my kit here, the heavier springs, because these are thicker. They're more like the thickness of those. They're just longer. As you can tell, it bounces. As soon as it bounces and comes up, it kind of has a little bounce to it. So then I have just swapped those ones, the thicker springs, with a little softer springs. They're a little bit softer, so I'll swap those in there. And now I'm going to do a drop, and you see the comparison. Honestly, I might just add all the videos at once. So you're going to see them all right now. That's what I'm going to do. So you're going to see the first one, bounce. The second one, a series of 3, drop. And then you're going to see it bounce. And then now this is going to be the third series of 3 of them. So I'm going to prop you up right here. And we're going to drop away. Alright, now that's pretty close to landing like the first original did, you know, that it doesn't bounce. So I'm going to stay with these softer springs. I also have some adjustment, so I can, after driving it, I can tighten it a little bit. Versus if I had the thicker ones, they were pretty tight in there. Wasn't much movement. But yeah, these are a lot longer spring. They are, that's the factory ones, so they're about an inch and 3/4 longer than what the X-Maxx style spring will be. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and put 50 weight oil in the front, 60 weight oil in the back, and do another drop. Yep. So that's where I'm headed to right now. Alright, I got the shocks filled with oil. They're kind of just hanging out right now. Got the front and the rear separated so I don't get them confused. And this is the old oil, the old shock oil. Man, that was filthy. I'm going to let this set and see if it settles, if that separates a little bit. It'll probably take a few hours for that. So I'm just going to let that set. I'm going to let these shocks set like this for a few hours. And then I will put them back together and slap them in. Well, as you can tell in the video, the last drop is this X-Maxx, and it just sticks. Sticks at 1, 2, 3. I even dropped it at 5 feet, pretty much where that car is right now. And X-Maxx just lands perfect. I like how that lands. XRT, on the other hand, I can see the shock oil and the shocks have let the body move slowly. So there is a slower rebound on it, but I just like how the X-Maxx sticks. I don't know what I want to do. I might just rock these shocks for right now, or put the factory. Right now, I almost want to put the factory shocks back in it and drop it with the oil change. I think that's what I'm going to do real quick. And please don't make fun of my toenails. I got a daughter, and she paints my toenails. I noticed when I was watching the videos, I could see my toenails. So I don't color them. My daughter does. She enjoys it. But I think I'm going to drop it again off camera. There's no more reason to drop it anymore. I think I'm going to throw these shocks back in it. These springs back in the shocks and drop it. I did a little bit of adjustment on the shocks. I adjusted them a little bit and dropped it because I do, I don't know, and I don't like this part. It makes noise now. I can hear my springs. Jeez, this thing's heavy one-handed. I'm annoyed. I don't know, I don't like. I can just hear the springs more versus I didn't hear it before the other way. But not sure what I'm going to do here. I'll let you know coming up. Just real quick, I want to point out, because I was complaining about the noise, that's why I'm hearing the noise. You can see the shocks are rubbing. So if you do this in a while, you can already see where it's rubbing, taking the paint off. I don't know if the video's picking it up or not, but it will, yeah, scratch your shocks up. So that's what you're hearing, rubbing. Yep, so putting the factory ones back on, and then dropping it with the shock oil that I changed. See what that does. Well, here's my outro of the video. I mean, at least I got that out of my head, that about doing these shocks and springs, the X-Maxx springs. At least I know about that. Next thing I could probably do is that I have seen about rebuilding them using the XRT. I don't know what you call that, the reservoir, and then using the X-Maxx stems. I can rebuild them that way, but I'm just going to bash it and rock it for right now. The XRT is not no X-Maxx. The X-Maxx is not an XRT. I like this. I just really think I want an X-Maxx white kit. I think I want an X-Maxx with the white kit. I don't know. So what I've done to this, I'm going to try and ride it. I'm just ready for spring to bash it. It's been a while since I drove it, so I don't want to drive it in the snow because I don't like cleaning it and getting it all rusty. So I'm going to drive it one more time, and then I may trade it, or if I come across a good deal on Facebook Marketplace on another X-Maxx, I will buy another X-Maxx and put the widening kit on that. And then I definitely will understand which one to keep and which one to get rid of. I don't need 3 of them this big, but I definitely want to try an X-Maxx with the wide kit, because I love that X-Maxx. And that I like, but I don't know, it's not my favorite. I just really want an X-Maxx with a wide kit. I like how this is wide and it performs great, but I don't know. Well, thanks for watching the video. So hopefully I learned something. You learned something here, what not to do or what to do. Said I did change that shock oil. That was a good thing to do, because that is dirty. It is nasty. But guys, that will conclude the video. Yeah, I'm just kind of still bummed with the suspension. It does not handle like the X-Maxx suspension. But again, what do you expect? You know, they're a lot shorter. They're a lot shorter. They don't have that travel as the X-Maxx. But alright guys, tell me in the comments what you think I should do. I really think I want to get rid of this and get an X-Maxx with the wide kit. I do love the look. Do like the function of it. You know, it's functionable. See the ECU down in the bottom. It looks sweet. I just love the girth of that thing. But alright guys, that'll conclude today's video. Thank you for your time. I'm just kind of bumming still. But have a great day. Let me know in the comments if you have any insight on anything that you've seen today. Hopefully you learned something to not spend 2 days like I did going through it all. But definitely recommend changing the oil. If you take your caps off and your oil looks like that, definitely change it. I did the 50 weight in the front, 60 weight in the back. And it looks the same in slow-mo video. It really, in my opinion, it does. There's not much of a difference. I adjusted the springs a little bit in the front and the rear, but I just got to get it out in the real world and drive it. But thank you for your time. Have a great day.